Hey, what's up guys? David from Unqualified Critics, and I wanted to do a follow-up video for my video a couple of days ago talking about the pinball from Arcade1up, specifically the Attack from Mars gameplay that we saw at Toy Fair, which was the first time we've seen really in-depth gameplay of this system in its newest, latest form. It looks like it's getting pretty close to production, so I had some comments on how the game operates, specifically looking at pop-up scores. And as many of you pointed out in the comments, the ball trails that we get as the ball rolls around the playfield, that makes it look a little bit more like a video game and less like a real pinball. So I have a few thoughts on this, but before I go any further, I want to ask you to subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying this video. If you've been enjoying the channel, very much appreciate it. I know the vast majority of people that watch this content aren't subscribed yet, and that's fine. I appreciate you watching, but if you do like it, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 50,000 subs. We're moving on up in the world and would super appreciate you helping us out along the way and being part of that. But either way, thank you for watching. So I wanted to look at Pinball FX3 because, as many of you pointed out, a lot of the things that, in fact, all the things I complained about are already settings in FX3. So maybe these are non-issues. Maybe these are things that we're going to be able to turn on and off at will. But here's the thing, there's a big difference in my mind between FX3 that you play on a console or phone or PC or wherever, I know this is on a million different platforms, and buying the virtual pinball table from Arcade1up. Because we all have access to FX3 already, and yet most of us, I think, are pretty hyped for the pinball from Arcade1up. Well, why is that? It's not because we just want yet another way to play FX3. I think it's because we want a very immersive play experience. One, it looks cool in the house as furniture, so let's just get that right. And clearly Arcade1up has nailed that. I have no complaints on that front. The table looks awesome. Even the Star Wars table with its weird Disney Star Wars artwork on the right looks like a good table, and the Attack from Mars looks even better than that. It looks frankly gorgeous. So we're good on that front. But when it comes to the gameplay, I think the gameplay should be immersive. I further think that Arcade1up is poised to sell a lot of units. Their exclusive business partnership with Zen Studios tells me that we ought to get a customized game here, a customized interface. And I really don't believe they're just gonna slap FX3 onto this table. But I say that to say, for those of you that are saying, what are you talking about?
What you talking about, huh?
You can turn score pop-ups off on FX3. Yeah, that's true. And I didn't know that either. I hadn't played FX3 in a really long time, so I had never really messed with these settings, and I just wasn't looking at it because I don't think of this table as yet another platform for FX3. I'm looking at it as its own thing. But you bring up a good point. Worst case scenario, I think we are likely to get settings where we can just customize this stuff the same way we do on PC. So the pop-up score can be completely disabled. And the ball trails, if you don't like that, can be turned off. Now, I had a couple people comment, well, having a trail behind the ball actually helps me keep my eye on it in a fast-paced screen, and given all the other crazy animations and things that are going on with some of these tables. So that's okay. I think that makes sense. If you want this on or off, it makes sense as a setting. I actually don't believe that score pop-ups make sense even as an available setting, because we already have the DMD in the back box that'll be prominently featured. But I also noticed in FX3 you get a DMD on screen. Now I know probably everyone already knows that. Again, I haven't played FX3 in a really long time, so I'd forgotten all about that. But what's interesting there is that, yeah, they probably could just slap FX3 on this pinball if they wanted. Account for the vertical aspect ratio, account for moving the DMD to the back box and as its own display rather than overlaid on the table. But there really wouldn't be that much work to be done. But again, what I'm saying is let's spend the time to really customize this view so that it is immersive. One of the things that Arcade1up did with the pinball that really sold me early on, as to their commitment to getting an immersive experience, they took that monitor that is the playfield and they recessed it below the glass that sits on top of the pinball table. It's such a subtle thing, but in video it makes it look so much more compelling than the Toy Shock, where the monitor is just pushed all the way up to the top. And somehow it does make it look a little more three-dimensional. I don't know what the science is behind those optics. It doesn't make any sense to me intuitively, but at least with video gameplay, it seems to work. And for the couple guys that have played it, like I think Cool Toy played it a long time ago when it was at CES, the comments have been extremely positive. So I really do believe that they've done a good job building this cabinet. And Arcade1up does do a good job of building really cool looking arcade products. So I'm just talking about the software here. Let's make sure that the software matched up with the build is as good as anything. Now, Zen Studios is a good studio. They've got clearly a ton of pinball experience. You could make arguments that there are others out there, like Farsight with superior physics. Some people make those arguments. Honestly, I don't know that I see a lot of difference when I play, and I've never played them side by side, so I don't have an opinion on that. But I look at Zen Studios and I think, yeah, they're credible. This is going to be kind of good enough physics at minimum, if not really great physics. I'm just not that worried about that. I'm only worried about getting the UI right so that when we're playing at our physical pinball table, we're not taken out of that mindset that, yeah, we're playing real pinball and it even feels like mechanical, as Arcade1up has told us so many times before, that it feels like mechanical with those bumpers in play, with the solenoids that are going to give us that jolt on our flippers or when the ball hits the bumpers. So all in all, I think they've got a great product on their hands, but I think there are some small details that could really take it to the next level or hold this back as just kind of yet another way to play FX3. Last thing I'll say, we know that we're getting firmware updates on this table. We know that it is the first Wi-Fi enabled table, assuming it comes out before NBA Jam. And we know it's the first product from Arcade1up meant to be dynamically updated. So this stuff can be fixed later. I'm not questioning that. And that's really good news. But, you know, it's just not a big investment to turn some of this stuff off or hide some of these options. And that's what I would like to see. But what do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree? Let me know below. You know, you're entitled to your opinion. Maybe you think that I'm nitpicking and that the score pop-ups are awesome. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think. And thanks so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, leave a like. And thanks for watching either way. We'll talk to you real soon.